What's up, everybody? It's your boy Angel from Z Studios, from A to Z Podcast. Back at it again. I definitely want to appreciate everybody that checked out Raven. Definitely go check her out, man. She's a very talented artist. Now, today's guest is a special guest I've definitely been wanting to have on the podcast. He is one of the boys from screwcity Production Podcast, a video editor. Some people may know him as Shibby, but you guys love him as Alex Armani.
Amani.
Armani, dude, damn it.
Yeah, you're so close.
Dude, the whole time I was like, please don't forget it. Please don't forget it.
So close. It's because I gave you I was like, oh, it's Armani without the R's.
Yeah.
And you started saying Armani. But it was close enough. And anything I should start saying it's Armani, I could say I'm related to the Armani Exchange guy or something.
But thank you so much for coming, bro.
Dude, thank you for having me.
Yeah.
I'm so glad to be here.
Yeah, man, I'm really glad you are here, because I didn't really think there was many podcasts out there.
Dude, yeah, it's crazy. Once I did the episode with KV, I was able to be introduced to your stuff more. And you've been doing it for how long now?
Actually, I think like 2 months after you started your podcast.
So, you've been around a whole year and, I didn't even know you were out there. And it's so cool to know that you're out there and there's other people doing this too. And I had to collab. I was so excited as soon as I saw that.
Yeah. And the same here, bro. So I started my YouTube. I believe I might have. I'm totally nervous right now, bro.
You're fine.
I started my YouTube 2 months after you started your podcast, but I didn't start off with the podcast right away. I did art videos first.
Yeah.
But once that flopped and was too embarrassed to continue on it, I switched over to the podcast.
Well, funny, I actually switched over too because that YouTube channel that hosts the podcast now, I briefly was like streaming video games and making like clips and montages on there. Then I took all those videos off, and I was like, I already had like 100 subscribers on there. They're all my friends and family anyway, and I was like, I'm just gonna switch this over to the podcast channel, and quietly did that. So I get it. Everyone kind of has that try one way, and then I'm gonna try something else.
Actually, I didn't think about deleting my art videos because at the end of the day, bro, I need to see my cringe.
Yeah, no, that makes sense. That makes sense.
So
I didn't really dislike what I did beforehand. It just wasn't fitting with the channel anymore. It was like game compilations and stuff like that. So
what were you playing?
Rainbow Six Siege.
Oh, okay.
I was really into that for like 5 years, man. I just maybe a year ago kind of stopped playing finally. I kind of retired. But I played here and there still. It's pretty fun.
Oh, okay. Yeah, the Rainbow stuff I never got into. Just Call of Duty and games like that. Before we continue any further, bro, can you look at the camera behind me, this little one right here, and if you can plug whatever you got going on.
All right, well, check out screwcity Productions on YouTube. That's the best way to support us, and if you could subscribe, that helps a lot, gets us closer to monetization. That channel hosts 2 podcasts, and it's actually soon to be 3. We have Screwcity Podcast, which is the main one that everyone knows. Then we have an all-audio podcast called Loose Screws. And then we are actually, this is a new announcement, we have a new show coming with me and Shamani Jenkins, SJ, just the Sham and Shibby show. It's just going to be us two kind of doing our own little thing. We haven't really announced it fully yet, but that'll be there soon too. So, and then if you want to follow us on any like Twitter, Screw City Podcast or Screw City Pod on Twitter, Instagram, anything like that, it's all the same.
Okay, sweet. And please don't forget to send me your links.
Yeah, for sure.
Definitely check it out.
But YouTube is definitely the main way to support us, for sure.
Yeah, for sure, man. Definitely dope. Okay, so Shibby, I don't know if you know, but for everybody's first episode, I like to go back.
Yeah.
Like backtrack, where were you born,
upbringing.
Yeah, definitely, man. So let's start it off with where were you born? Because I know you're not born from.
Yeah, I was born in Oak Park, so a little bit outside of Chicago. Okay. And then you want to go where I lived from there?
Yeah, but without being exactly specific where you
Okay.
lived. Yeah.
Okay, so I was from Oak Park, and then afterwards I lived in like south side of Chicago area. And then did most of my growing up in a suburb outside, like 15 minutes from O'Hare Airport kind of area. And then my mom and dad were separated, so I lived sometimes with my dad on the weekends and visited all that time. He was actually living downtown Chicago, like right by Navy Pier and everything.
Oh
So
shit.
it was actually pretty fun to see that. It was pretty cool. It'd be like in the actual city life.
Yeah, yeah.
And then I actually didn't make it to Rockford until 2012. So I've been here 10 years now.
Yeah, yeah.
But yeah, it was all the way till 2012.
Oh wow, shit. Yeah. I'm actually from Chicago, the South Side.
Mm,
So when I heard that you're not born from Chicago, you weren't born in Rockford.
yeah,
I was definitely like surprised, but not really,
yeah,
because
yeah.
I know a lot of people come to this
Yeah,
area.
yeah, it's a lot cheaper. That's really what it was. Like, my family, they struggled a little bit when I was growing up
Mm.
and caused us to move around a lot. And my mom actually moved out here first. And I didn't want to come out here at first, which is the
Yeah,
funny
yeah,
thing. She
yeah.
lived out here for a whole year without me. I lived with my dad's sister, my aunt, in like another suburb of Chicago area.
Okay.
And after a year of just like, kind of missing, the normal lifestyle I had with my mom and like my brothers and everything,
Uh-huh.
I decided to come out here and been here 10 years now.
Okay. And why move here?
Um, it's kind of where my family was, honestly. And then once I was here, like, there are parts of the city that, obviously aren't the greatest and that kind of suck, but the people here that I do like, I really like. Like the people that I found are very genuine people.
Mm-hmm.
And I stick around pretty much for my friends now, I'd say.
Here in Rockford.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay. So and how was Chicago growing up?
Um, it was nice because I had that like suburban growing up, like apartment area, so there's a
Okay.
lot of kids around. So I was pretty much just playing sports every day and doing like, that kind of thing, like outside all the time. Barely played games or did anything like that until I got older, weirdly. And then I had the other half of my life was with my dad and my grandma in
Mm-hmm.
downtown Chicago, able to like, go to Navy Pier and do all that kind of thing. So that was very fun for sure.
And as a person from Chicago, do you feel like you have that tough skin?
Yeah, I
Yeah,
guess.
yeah,
Yeah, I've seen a lot, experienced a lot, and used to a lot.
yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah, man. Because when I moved here, I wasn't really happy, man. Because I would visit here. My cousin used to live here,
Hmm.
right down the street.
Yeah.
I used to visit him, and bro, I always thought this was like the countryside.
Hmm.
So I was always scared moving here.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. But and yeah, a lot of my life in Chicago, I wasn't really able to go outside because
Yeah, yeah. You were probably in a not a very nice area, I'm guessing, in
Yeah,
Chicago.
no,
Yeah,
no,
yeah.
yeah. So and as a young kid, bro, I didn't really know that. To me, it
Yeah,
was just
yeah.
outside. Like, oh
Yeah, yeah.
shit.
The suburbs I grew up in wasn't, I mean, nowhere near like a bad part of like the city,
Mhm.
but it was, it was similar to this, like where it's, has its areas, it has its, gang violence, it has all that stuff. But I guess the way I was able to get around that was that we lived in an apartment complex and there was three of them like connected to each other.
Okay.
So we kind of stayed within our fences, if that makes sense. So as
Yeah.
kids, like we were able to I was lucky enough to be able to go outside and all that, but I definitely get why like some parents weren't okay with that, and some parents still weren't. So
Yeah.
I understand. Yeah, growing up in
Eh,
rough areas.
yeah, I shit you not, man. I never knew why until I got older and
Yeah,
stuff, and I
yeah,
realized, oh yeah, I
yeah.
kind
You're
of got
never
killed.
scared when you're younger. Yeah, you're
Yeah,
never
yeah.
scared. Even when I first lived here, I lived on the west side for a while, and I never
Okay.
even realized like I was living on Ridge Street, which is everyone knows the area. It's
Yeah.
not great. Yeah, so. Remember the gas station was like scary going to sometimes, and I'm from Chicago, so it usually doesn't scare me. But sometimes I was like, I even feel a little unsafe. But I didn't really realize until I got older. I'm like, that was like way more dangerous than I even thought. Some parts of the town here.
Yeah, and how old were you when you uh, came here in Rockford?
I was a sophomore in high school, so I was
Okay.
about 15, 14, turning 15 around, I think. Yeah,
So and so did you? Which high school did you go to?
Rockford East,
Rockford East.
East.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay, okay.
E-Rabs.
Albert Knights, boy.
Yeah, yeah.
Nice.
I have like no pride in my high school, but
I know me neither, bro. I
yeah,
stuck
yeah.
shit about my school, like
Yeah, me too. I'm like, I hate people do that. Like, oh, I like the people. I had my friends, they're
yeah,
cool,
yeah,
but everyone else, cool. I don't care. A
yeah.
couple teachers are cool. That's about it.
Yeah, bro. Definitely dope, man. How did you get into podcasting?
Um, it goes way back. I feel like. I mean, it doesn't go as far back, but I feel like the idea of like wanting to create something. Since I was a little kid, like I really wanted to be into music. That's where it all kind of started. Like wanting to get into some kind of creativity, artsy thing. I wanted to
Okay.
be in a band. And I even started like a little band and like we had demos, but it never got anywhere and
Yeah, yeah.
stopped doing it. And then I kind of felt empty for like a long time. I would always write music and, do that kind of stuff, but never do anything with it. So I was like, what could I actually do? Like, what's practical? Because, even like, I know music, you have to really devote yourself. And then at the end of the day, I really didn't want to go. I didn't want to be a performing musician, hard like strong enough to pursue it. I guess so I felt like I was wasting my time just dabbling, and I feel like now as I got older, I changed my perspective on that a little bit. But at the time, I felt like it was all or nothing. So I was like, what can I kind of put my all into? So I went into um, trying to stream like video games and stuff. I'm like, that's accessible. Anyone can kind of do that. And then that was fun, but it wasn't really. I don't know, wasn't really scratching the itch quite, the way I needed. So I was like, what else can I do? I really enjoyed podcasts and watching that stuff anyway. And I was like, you know what? Like, I've always wanted to talk and have opinions on things. I'm a pretty opinionated person overall, and I like comedy and all this stuff. And I was like, let me make a show or make a podcast, And I feel like it all just, took a lot of doing like the things I wasn't gonna do to finally figure out what I wanted to do. And I really am enjoying this, and it's opening more doors too because now I'm learning how to edit and do more things, and now I have the capability to do more. And it's just I feel like I'm finally scratching that like artsy creative itch I've always had in me.
Dude, definitely dope, man. And we're definitely gonna take it back.
Yeah.
So, how did you even discover podcasts? What age did you discover podcasts?
Late, dude, very late. Yeah, I was not someone who was into them like for a long time. I knew about them, but I didn't know. Yeah, I didn't know.
2015. That's when I'd really got into.
For me, I'm trying to think. It would probably be when I like really, really like watched episode by episode. Definitely during the pandemic was when I really like hooked on where I was not missing weekly episodes of anything. But I was dabbling in them probably as like 2018. So not even that, not
holy shit, yeah.
Not recent. I would watch clips from some, if it was something I cared about or if like a comedian or actor I was on something, I'd watch it, but I never really thought of it like I was like I'm going to watch a podcast. I was going to watch an interview or get information or something. But then once I got into it, I fell in love with it, and I was like, this is what I kind of want to have been doing my whole life.
Yeah, that's dope. And may I ask, who did you watch?
Started off with H3 Productions. A lot. I was watching their podcast. Yeah, and then my biggest inspiration and like my favorite is Tom Segura, Your Mom's House podcast.
Yeah.
That's my biggest. I have to owe like all the credit for like a lot of ideas in the show and stuff. Like, and that's a big inspiration where I get my ideas from. But
you a mommy or you jeans?
I think I'm a jeans. I have to be. But yeah, no, I'm glad you know that. Yeah, no, I love that. If you can't tell, we're clearly inspired by that. And then not a podcast, but talk about inspiration. Definitely want to say Tosh.0. I didn't even I quietly did that. I didn't even think about it, but as I'm looking back, I was like, I love Tosh.0 growing up, and a lot of our clip reaction show and thing like that's just Tosh.0. Like that's where I got that idea from. I feel like so. I think that's a big inspiration. But yeah, like you said, Your Mom's House is the big one that I really got into. That was like, I love podcasts. But H3 was the stepping stone to that, if that makes sense.
Okay, that's dope, bro. Hell yeah. Mine was, what's it called? Tiger Belly. Bobby Lee's.
Bobby Lee's. Yeah. Okay, yeah. I do like Bobby Lee.
Yeah. I would watch his and backtrack and shit, and then he would talk about Joe Rogan and shit, and then I went to Joe Rogan.
Yeah, me too for a little bit here and there. Certain like different. I went for it for different reasons than a lot of people go to it. Yeah.
Mine. I mean, the reason why I love Joe Rogan is not because when he brings scientists, politicians, people like that. I love it when he brings comedians.
Yeah, me too. That's what I love. I think that's how I actually learned about Your Mom's House is through Joe Rogan. Like just hearing about those. I heard. I actually went to see Tom Segura. My friend gave me free tickets, and that's how I got introduced to Tom Segura. I didn't know him. I didn't know him at all. And I got the free tickets, and I was like, I'm gonna go. And then I had already seen him I heard of him on Joe Rogan's podcast, and then I realized he did a podcast after watching him on the Joe Rogan podcast, and I was like, okay. And then I fell in love, and I was like, this is perfect. This is like literally my sense of humor to the T.
Dude, how was it? How was the show?
Dude, it was awesome. It was during like right before COVID, so 2018, 2019, 2019, I think. Yeah.
Was he in Rockford or somewhere?
No, he did a second show in Rockford, but I went to the Chicago show. That's why my friend actually gave me the ticket. He was like, I'm going to go to the Rockford show anyway. It was Ian. On my podcast. Shout out Ian. He was like, okay, you have this ticket. He couldn't make it. And I was like, you know what? I'll go. And now he's my favorite comedian. One of them, besides like maybe Dave Chappelle or something. So.
Yeah, definitely. I love that guy, man. So, yeah, man, we hit that 10-minute mark at least. Yeah. Yeah, so, and then let's also bring it back. Sorry if I'm all over the place,
dude,
man.
I totally get it. I'm all over the place, too. And there's so many things you want to get to and talk to, and then you forget things. I get it.
Yeah, bro, I don't know why. I've been, like, rehearsing this fucking podcast, bro. Cause yeah, bro, I really not trying to blow smoke up your ass, but if you feel like I am, definitely correct me, man.
No.
Yeah, I definitely love your podcast, man.
Dude, I appreciate that. I really do. Like, sometimes, you obviously as any creator, you get that feeling like, what am I doing this for? What am I doing this for? Sometimes you feel like you're wasting your time because you love doing it, but at a certain time you feel like you're just talking to the void or something. So like, it makes me really happy. It makes you literally like things like that will make me keep doing it. Just to hear one person say, "Hey, I really like your show," or "I took the time out of my day to watch your sometimes 2.5 fucking hour long of you talking." You know what I mean? And I really like that. It makes my day, man. That you like that.
Yeah, for sure, man. Yeah, guys, if you haven't checked it out, definitely check it out, man. The vibe you guys give, I feel like I'm in the room with
and that's
you
really
guys.
what we wanted to go for. And then like we wanted to keep it like funny, lighthearted. There's obviously times where not everything is going to be funny, but I feel like we do a good job of keeping the energy fun. That's
Mhm.
that's our main thing is to keep it fun. And believe it or not, like a lot of our guests, it's my first time meeting them. So.
Yeah, really? Okay, okay. I thought you're the one that brings them on.
I do. Well, sorry. This keeps going out on me.
Yeah, my bad for this.
Dude, no, you're fine. You're fine. So
I was rushing,
I'm probably
packing
gonna
up.
crack open a whole can of worms with this question, but so I do most of the behind the work scene, like talking to people. But a lot of times, people I don't know those people. My friends, other people on the podcast know them, and they will send me their messenger or number and be like, "Here, talk to them and get like everything organized."
Yeah, yeah.
So usually it's, I think at least half of the time I'm meeting these people for the first time,
Oh shit.
or maybe only met them on the internet or something like that.
Yeah, yeah. And for a lot of people, well, I mean, for me, dude, it's I don't know how your process is, but me, every time I have somebody on like yourself, I definitely look at your work, the stuff you make,
Yeah.
so that way it helps me uh, kind of it helps me figure out the questions I want to ask. So a lot of times, well, just recently, I've been having a lot of music people on, so it's just basically me listening to a lot of people's music
Yep.
and just trying to figure out questions, man.
Yep. That's kind of how it's been for us recently.
Yeah, and I was gonna ask, like, so how, like, is it easier for you to? Is it easy to have a guest, or do you prefer it
Um,
solo?
it's kind of both, and it's weirdly both. I enjoy having a guest more because it definitely reaches more people, and I feel like more people get involved, and that's the whole point of doing it is to get more people involved. And I feel like it just adds more to the conversation, whereas sometimes doing it just us feels like stale to ourselves.
Hmm.
But I do love having the vibe of just us and everything that we've created. So I think going forward, we do want to do a little bit less guests because we just went on like a whole tour of doing like 8 episodes, 9 episodes in a row with guests. So we don't want to lose like the just us, us together as a vibe
Yeah.
going too. But I have to say, I really enjoy doing that guest episode. There's something about like after meeting someone for the first time and them leaving, being like, like them falling in love with what we're doing or what we
Yeah, yeah.
just did, or like enjoying the energy. Like it really like, I guess it's more fulfilling,
Hmm.
But I
Yeah.
do nothing beats us hanging out with my friends though and doing like the original idea that we had, which is us. But there is something special about having a guest and like, getting someone, a stranger, to be like getting on board with us. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Like,
yeah, yeah. It definitely is fun, man. Obviously, my platform has to have a guest. I definitely didn't. I haven't had a guest all the time. There's two times where I didn't have a guest, which was the intro of my
mhm.
podcast and somewhere in the middle. Dude, I totally ran out of guests, bro. Like at the beginning of my podcast, I swear I had like so many friends, bro, that's like did stuff,
Yeah.
and then once I started hitting them up, I was like, bro, I got like no creative, not creative, but like, I don't have friends that are creators in a way.
Yeah, and then it's also the trouble of getting everyone to be on the right time, able to come do it.
Yeah.
That's a huge thing with schedules, or it's like a lot of people want to do it, but then when you actually get to like around your own, actually get doing it, the ball just doesn't get rolling. And it's a whole headache sometimes.
Yeah, yeah. But with your podcast, man, dude, I definitely love. There's times where I don't even notice the guests, bro.
Yeah,
Like you guys' chemistry is definitely dope.
I see. I like that because sometimes I'm glad you say that because sometimes we don't even see our chemistry, you know what I mean? So like we don't even realize we have that chemistry because it's just us being friends. So we don't really like. And I'm listening to that back.
Uh-huh.
Sometimes I'm like cringe, like why do we say that or what do we do?
Really?
You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Yeah, and I'm
yeah.
sure everyone does that with their own thing. It's just like how you listen to your own music back, especially like I don't like that, and everyone else is like I fucking love it,
Yeah.
So I like that. I'm glad you say that because it does make me. reassures me that I'm like, okay, like we are doing something right, you know?
Yeah, dude, I definitely cringe. I don't cringe when my guests are talking, like when all this stuff.
No, it's just yourself.
Dude, myself, like, why did I say that,
But
bro?
I've noticed since I edit for a group of people, it's
Uh,
not just me. It's four now. It's five or yeah, it's four other people now. Um, that like they'll after they watch something, they'll call it back and they're like, "Why did I say this, this, and this, and this?" Or "Why did I do this? This was so awkward the whole time." And I'm like, "I absolutely didn't notice that." So you're just over examining yourself, you know.
mhm.
So like we all just over examine ourselves, and I've almost in a way kind of became numb to it. Because I'm like every time I cringe, I'm like that's just my brain telling me like it's yourself, you know, because
Yeah,
like I
yeah.
don't notice any of the cringe things that my friends think they're doing, and vice versa. So like anything you think you're doing cringe, 99% of people don't realize that what you're doing is cringe, or you don't even realize you think
Yeah,
it's cringe. You know,
yeah.
it's your own. It's you get in your own head.
Yeah, and I don't know if I'm pretty sure we didn't mention this on the podcast, but that's why I keep my old art videos.
Yeah,
So that way
that makes sense. That
yeah,
makes
yeah,
sense.
yeah. I mean, I'm not looking at them every time, but I know they're there and I'm like, but I still keep them on just so I can have that.
Yeah, I keep our episode 0 on, which was like our beta episode, and it's the worst camera angle. I don't know what I was doing or
Really?
thinking. Like
Yeah.
our heads are like on the bottom 30% of the screen, and there's just a huge ceiling open to space. And like I could have just zoomed in. Like even if I didn't know what I was doing, I could have zoomed in. I just
Yeah.
didn't know. I just put it out there and I leave it. It has the most views, unfortunately, on our whole channel. But
Dude, and
I show it to see where we came from. You know.
yeah. Dude, same here, man. You definitely need to go back. You need to backtrack on my podcast, bro. You'll see a huge difference.
Yeah. I want to go back and look at the early ones because I was going for like people I've heard of or known. I was looking at their episodes just to
Hmm.
get an idea. And when we had KV on, shout out to KV Finn,
Yeah,
love that
definitely
dude.
dope
But that was
artist,
the
man.
first time I met him too in
Oh,
our
really?
episode. Yeah,
Yeah, yeah.
it really was. And but I love him, dude. That's like instant good energy right there. I love that guy.
Yeah, yeah, dude, definitely. Like I don't know how you want to say spiritual, like awoken or whatever, bro.
No, I get it. Yeah, he's a special dude. I'm telling you, like he's gonna go places. I see it. I see it for sure. I love his music too. I really do.
Yeah, dude. For anybody that's asking, bro, I did not get him high. He came like that to my house already, bro.
Dude, that is so funny you said that because I was thinking, I was like, because KV was talking about how he doesn't really like smoke or anything like that at our house. And when I was looking back at that, so I was like, he's high
Dude,
or
yeah,
something.
yeah, yeah. I mean, he came like that. That's all I gotta say. But yeah, man. Because
That's funny.
the thing I hate about being known as a weed podcast, because this is weed positive.
Yeah.
I don't see it much as a drug, or
No, it's not.
nor do I promote it as a drug. Smoke responsibly. If you're
Yeah,
21, that's on you.
yeah.
If anybody under, definitely think about it.
I
I don't
agree. I
recommend it.
agree. And like you don't come off as like a weed podcast. That's for sure.
Okay.
Like you just exactly. I didn't even know if you smoked like that. Like I think I seen you smoke now that I'm like thinking about it, but it didn't. It doesn't click in my brain. So
Yeah.
it's so normal to me. Like someone's lighting something, it doesn't trigger anything in my brain anymore. So I don't think like you have the vibe of like this is just to come get high on the podcast.
Yeah.
It's not like that. Sometimes I feel like ours is like that too, because
Okay.
like I've put our guests to sleep before, like taking a dab or something. Sometimes I
Really?
forget people can't control,
Yeah.
themselves as well. I'm like, we're in a break, and Shimani, one of our new hosts now, he was asleep in the corner and stuff.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
what happens?
Yeah. Yeah, man. I just seen the recent episode.
39.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
39. Yeah, you guys mentioned it, I believe.
I think we did.
Yeah,
Shimani sleeping
yeah.
in the corner. I'm pretty sure we did. We mentioned it quite often. We have it on clip. I sneaked over and like recorded on my Snapchat while we were filming him sleeping in the corner. So I had some footage of him just like put in there of him sleeping because he was like a guest on the episode before or
Yeah,
something. So
yeah,
he got
yeah.
smoked up and then he was just hanging out with us while we were filming and he just knocks out in the corner. It was
Okay.
really funny.
Yeah, dude. Yeah, definitely dope, man. I just to let you know, it's gonna be about 2 weeks before this episode
Good, you're
releases.
better than us, man. Sometimes we've filmed things and it's been like a month before sometimes and it's
And
or a month before we release it.
yeah, bro. Sorry we get sidetracked. That's something I wanted to get into. How's your what's your timing? Because mine's every week, once every week.
Um, we originally did once every week. And when it first started, we were pretty good with it. Then we kind of moved it to every 2 weeks, and then our I do all the editing myself. Besides, like Max does our audio part. Like he
Hmm.
cleans up the audio, makes sure there's no background noise or anything like that, and then he sends me the audio file over, and then I handle everything else, putting it together. So it takes a long ass time. Like
Dude, you telling me,
yeah,
bro? I do everything. I'm
yeah.
just one person here.
Yeah, it takes a long ass time, and I made the mistake of, I think, doing too much video wise to
Mm-hmm.
where I put a certain standard on myself to where there's got to be a lot going on. So as I feel like I'm downgrading.
Mm-hmm.
So it takes like a 10-hour editing process sometimes,
Oh,
like it
shit.
really can. Obviously, I'm not sitting there editing and sweating for all 10 hours, but having to watch it back, make sure it's playing, it can take upwards of 10 hours for sure. So I kind of stopped putting myself on any kind of time frame. I release it when I'm good and ready. I like to keep it within a week or 2 weeks, or not to do
Yeah.
too long. But if like we have to miss a week or something, I was like, until I'm getting paid for it, I was like, I can't sweat it.
Yeah, yeah,
Once
same
I have
here.
a check coming and everything for it, or any kind of money, then
You're
I
more
will
on
be
that
more
stuff.
on weeks and everything. But
Yeah.
until then, I feel like I'll burn myself out trying to set myself to a time limit. And I don't want to do that. So I'd rather put 60 episodes out within a couple years than 100 that I didn't put my all into or I half-ass, if that makes sense.
And why 60?
I was just a random number,
Oh, okay,
honestly. Yeah,
okay.
that was just a random number. We're not gonna do 60. We're gonna be on what, next episode's 40, and that'll end our season 2. So we do like 20 episode seasons so far. Has been our kind of thing. So season 3, we're gonna be doing, and maybe end of summer, early fall. We'll start like some new intro and do a bunch of different things, change
Okay,
things
bro.
up. Yeah.
Dude, I definitely love it. Like, cause I don't know if I explained this, bro. So once I saw KV's, I watched a couple episodes behind him,
Mm-hmm.
and then I was like, bro, I got to see this from the beginning. So I
Yeah.
went all the way to the beginning
Yeah.
and started. I binge watched
So
the
you saw all
show.
the sex style stuff.
Dude, yeah, bro. I mean,
Yeah.
it's hilarious
It's
to me, bro.
hilarious.
Yeah, bro. That's how I still stuck to it, cause like I said, the chemistry, like I feel it. I do this. Like when I watch podcasts, bro, I draw. I put it as background noise. But
Mhm.
if your podcast is that makes me stop, pause it, rewind it
To see,
to
yeah,
see what I missed because I thought it was
that's
funny, bro, or just like pause it when I go
hmm
get some food or something, so that way
yeah,
I don't miss it.
yeah,
Dude, like stuff like that, bro. Like, I know I love it. I
dude.
love the
That
process,
makes me so
but
happy
but
that like yeah, you're actually out there doing that.
but I mean, it's just my opinion, bro. Like, I can't speak for everybody
Yeah,
else.
yeah, no, I get it, but yeah,
Yeah,
that makes me so happy, dude. Like that, yeah, you feel that way. It really
yeah,
does, especially as like a fellow creator. I take your opinion a little higher, if that makes sense, because I know you make something
yeah.
like this too, so you get the
I've
ins
done
and
that.
outs of everything. So it really makes me happy that like I can figure people like that are harder to please. I feel like in a sense, like we're snobs about certain things,
Hmm.
and I like that I can, you like what we like what we do.
Yeah, 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 man. It's just
Keep
it.
lighting this thing.
No, no, you good, bro. It's just yeah, bro. It feels cool knowing there's somebody else. Because the whole reason why I started, oh, well, one of many
Mhm.
reasons I always say is because I feel like there is no platform for people to talk like what you're doing.
Yeah.
Come on here and talk.
Mhm.
I didn't really think there was a platform like that, so I was.
There's not, and like even we both do podcasts, but it's like so different still at the
Mhm.
same time. Like I really like what you do. It's a totally different like avenue. I feel like you're definitely a better interviewer than I am because I
Are
like
you
how you're
serious,
answering. Like,
bro?
yeah, I really think that
Dude.
way. Like, because I don't know, I'm not. I mean, I feel like I'm not that great of an interview
Mhm.
person. Like I mean, we work it in there, and I'm getting better for sure. But I feel like you got that idea down for sure. Like I like that a lot.
Dude, I mean, it's not like I just saw one or two episodes. Like, I
Yeah.
want to start a podcast, bro. It took me hours, bro. Like,
Hmm.
literally hours of watching Joe Rogan, Bobby Lee, fucking
Yeah.
Tom
It's
Segura,
years of just following things.
uh, Kill Tony.
What's that? Why do I not know that? I know that, but why don't I? What is that? Like,
What's his name? Fuck, Tony, skinny motherfucker, bro. He be on Joe Rogan's podcast. Tony Hinchcliffe.
I know him, but I'm not too familiar. Does your podcast do? I'm sure.
Yeah, 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 bro. Dude, if you like a good laugh, definitely check him out, bro. Also watching him because he gives like no name comedians
Hmm.
a minute on his platform to try
That's
crack.
awesome.
Bro, it's funny and cringy as fuck, bro. But you see people evolve and you see like different type of comedy,
Yeah.
bro. But like the idea of that, like giving somebody having a platform and giving somebody that does something, regardless whatever it
Yeah.
is, giving them their time. I thought that was pretty fucking cool.
That's awesome. I gotta check that out. I gotta check that out. I'm not gonna lie. As a podcast creator, I very much lack on keeping up with the podcast that I
Yeah, yeah,
even
same here.
love. It's weird. I don't know.
You got the later?
Yeah.
No, no, same here, bro. Uh, I watch them, but at the same time, if I do a lot of podcasts, I don't keep up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I'm weird. Like I am like this with almost everything, like music and stuff. I'm not a big have it on in the background person. I'm very much like I'm gonna sit and I'm gonna devote my time to this for this
Oh, really?
hour, and then that turns into me never doing it because I'm like, oh, I don't want to devote
Yeah, yeah,
myself
yeah.
to an hour here, and I feel like I need to get better with the. Let me just throw stuff on the background because I'm always like that fear of missing out or something.
Hmm.
Like I feel like I'm gonna miss something, so I don't know, something about putting things on in the background. Like I don't do that too often,
Yeah,
and that gets in the way of keeping up for sure.
yeah, but definitely if it's something I like, bro, I definitely will pay more attention.
Yeah, yeah. No,
It takes me
for
away.
sure.
It takes me
For
away.
sure. I
Yeah.
definitely get that, but I feel like I guess I'm just always my attention's always like I want to give my full attention to this thing and I just
Mm.
have a hard time
That's
not.
how I was when I did started to watch podcasts because the drawing came in later, bro.
Hmm.
The drawing and trying to call myself an artist, but I prefer creator
Hmm.
is like 2021.
Hmm.
That's when I was like, I want to be a creator, man.
And so you've done like all the art in this room basically, or how does that
Not
work?
all of it. Some on that wall. No. Big shout out to Jay Skrilla.
Hmm.
He did the lettering and I did everything around it.
It's awesome. It's awesome, dude. I love like that you do all these different avenues of art and stuff.
Yes. Well, the cans are mine and some paintings.
All the cans are yours. That's
Yeah,
awesome.
yeah,
That's
yeah.
a cool idea too. I like that.
Dude, it took me a while, man. It took me a while to bring it to where it is right now.
I love the setup too. It's really nice.
Yeah, that's something that, like I felt like, man, maybe if I hide my room, because it's a dingy basement, bro. So
Yeah.
so like I was like, man, maybe if I cover my room with art, people won't notice how like
Yeah, yeah.
dingy and shit it
No,
is,
dude, it does not look bad, especially on the camera. It does not even like it looks good. I was even like, damn, like I like his studio better than ours, honestly.
Yeah, thank you, man. That's why I try to make the environment like safe, cool
Yeah,
for the
yeah.
guest, because even if I suck as a interview at that day or something,
Hmm.
at least he got a cool experience. Like, oh man, at least
You
I.
enjoy the time. It's a hang. That's what a podcast really is. Anyway, at the end of the day, it's a hangout. And you can't take yourself too serious,
Yeah,
because then it
yeah,
becomes not fun. You got to make it fun.
yeah, dude, and that's why I tell people like it's not really an interview, bro. It's like more you kicking.
Yeah, yeah,
That's why I
exactly.
always tell people you let me know because
Yeah,
I don't know when your free time is.
yeah,
Everybody has different time.
yeah, yeah. No, I'm good wherever you want to cut it.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. But no, bro. I definitely want to drag it out
Yeah,
because,
yeah.
like I said, bro, I binged all your stuff
Dude,
except for
I
the
love it.
audio because I
Yeah.
want to see you guys. I don't
Yeah,
know why you
I don't.
guys.
Yeah, I don't like the audio either. And I only do that because I know some people literally don't watch podcasts
Mhm.
like on video, so they only want the audio version. So I do that just to like please that side of fans and everything. But I feel like to really get the full experience, you have to
Experience.
watch it on YouTube.
Yeah. Okay. I was itching from the one you just released the KVs.
Yeah,
Yeah, I was like, man, where's it at, bro?
dude. Yeah,
Once I like something and I run out of the episodes.
yeah. No, and then I get like that too. It's
Yeah.
like it was weird. And then sometimes I'll miss a couple weeks and I don't even watch it. And I'm like, damn, I was just thirsting over this a week or two ago, but all of a sudden I have all these episodes I missed and I don't jump to them for whatever reason. Oh, sweet.
Dude, and yeah, again, sorry we're all over the place.
Dude, it's fine. It's better that way anyway. Anyone who like listens to podcasts anyway, especially this deep in, we always do that. Like once we're 30 minutes in, anyone who's listening is enjoying a podcast. They know how
Yeah,
to enjoy one, so I feel like they get the. You kind of want it to be all over the place, like an interview kind of gets boring after a while. You gotta jump around and keep them guessing.
yeah, and thank you for saying that, Mark, because I definitely be paranoid, like, oh man, I'm over here talking about like,
No, you don't have to
uh,
worry about that for sure. Again, like, and that's the real thing with anyone who's a real fan of a podcast. They know how podcasts go. They're gonna be the ones that stick through it in the long run.
mhm.
And all the podcasts I like, I know they have bullshit parts where they get off topic too. That's part of the fun of it. That's part of the
Yeah,
best
yeah,
times, is when they aren't, or they got the guest, they're not even talking about what the guest does. They're talking about some bullshit video they're watching, or, like, that's what I love about it. Like,
yeah, that's what I love too. But at the same time, some of the people I brought on, bro, like, I feel like they're here to work. They're not really here to like laugh.
yeah, that's it. That's where we've seen that too. And we try to vet our guests better and, like pick someone who's ready to have fun. Like, we can be
Yeah.
serious still, and we can talk
Mhm.
about your thing. You can promote your stuff, but at the end of the day, we're not really too big on like coming on for just promotion
Mhm.
because we're local. We're not that big. So if you just come on to talk about, hey, I do this, this, and this, and no one's already even watching us to care, no one, that's not going to get anything anywhere. But if you come on and have good ass energy and you have a fun ass time and we're
Yeah.
all laughing, you're gonna be like, I might check out these fucking four morons from Rockford or this local rapper from Rockford because he said some funny shit that caught my attention versus just coming on to be like, this is my album, this is when this comes out, this is when I did this. Who are we? And at a certain point, you gotta have fun. You gotta have fun with it.
Yeah, dude. That's something that really attracts a podcast interview, whatever you want to call it, is it's the energy, man.
Yeah.
So yeah, forgive me, my energy's a little slow, bro. But at the same time, I'm really excited because it's not every day I like it should be and shit.
Yeah, no, thank you, I appreciate that.
Dude, and this is something I want to get into. How did the podcast come about? Like,
yeah, I was ready for this question.
Yeah, dude, and again, sorry, bro.
No, you're good. I was ready for this one. So, and I'm still gonna wait and not get it out. So it was 2020 mid-pandemic when I really had the idea of like, okay, I'm gonna do this for sure. So I was like, trying to pick people I wanted to do it with. Didn't really like phase out with the first couple people I had in mind. Then Alex Nelson, Alexander, shout out to Alex. He was the first person that I reached out to when I was like, honestly, I was really depressed at this time in my life. I was like, it's either I do something or I'm just like, I don't know, I have like no desire to do shit right now. So I was like, I got to do something with myself to get myself motivated and like, just working and just paying bills and shit wasn't cutting it for me. So I was like, I want to start something. So I hit up Alex and just ran the idea by it. He loves podcasts, come to find out, and he was totally down for it. And me and Alex, we were friends, but like we were more internet friends than actual like physical friends. We'd only hung out a few times before that. So it oddly just kicked off like perfectly. He's like, I have a audio guy for us, perfect, and that's Max. So
Max.
Yeah, Max. The first time I ever met Max, oh, sorry, we'll take it back. I founded the actual podcast date. We'll say it was January of 2021, right? Mm-hmm. And the first time I met Max was New Year's Eve of that year.
Okay.
So I didn't know Max for long at all. I met Max literally about 2 or 3 weeks before we filmed our first episode. But like just right away, the energy Max gave me with everything we were talking about, like at the New Year's party, I was just like, he's fucking perfect. He's the guy. Alex is right. Like you're absolutely right. And then Ian was all of our mutual friend, Alex and I's, and I was like, Ian was probably like one of my closest friends at the time, helped me move and everything. And I was like, dude, you got to be in this too. You're into the podcast stuff and everything as well. He knows more than I do, even about like the comedians and podcasts. He'll probably know all the names that you dropped and stuff.
Oh shit,
like
really?
Yeah. He's into that stuff a lot more even. So it was a perfect like 4 people we got, and then January 2021 is officially when it all started. So I guess I kind of me and Alex with the ringleaders and gathered it all together.
And since they knew about podcasts, was it a little easier or?
Oh, yeah, it was a little easier. We all had different tastes in podcast, but we all knew what like a podcast amounts to, I guess, and like how it can be, and like how much you can just be off topic and flow randomly, and it works, So it all worked out. Yeah, it was definitely easier with everyone having like podcast background, even though they didn't do it.
And it was your first recording, the first episode, or did you guys take practice?
No. We filmed a weekend, like a whole weekend of like filming. We did 2 days in a row, and we filmed an episode that I think we just didn't use it. I don't know what we did. We didn't have a camera or something, I think we didn't have a camera. So we just filmed like a practice episode, like all audio or something like that, and then never really gonna plan on using it. It was just a practice thing. We were thinking maybe to release it as a lost episode. I probably don't know what the file is at this point. But then the next day we filmed a episode 0, which is what is released on our channel. But our camera died halfway through episode 0 because we were borrowing a camera from like a photographer. Okay. So it wasn't even, we didn't have a camera at the time or any of the equipment yet. We were just trying to practice until we got the equipment. So our camera died, and we didn't know how to like get it to work again because it was like just shut off completely. And I was like, I thought I broke it. So I was like, I just stopped using it. So we just have like half of our episode 0 is all audio, and the other half is video, which is weird. But yeah, so that was maybe 4 weeks after I met Max. So early January, we filmed our first stuff.
Dude, yeah. Like I said, if you see my first episode, it's like camera angle of like this area with me talking about introducing my podcast. Bro.
I did see that episode. I did go back one. I did go back to one.
Okay, so dude, yeah, that episode took me like 5-10 tries.
Really?
5-10 tries because I kept stuttering. And I mean, you could tell in the video I was still stuttering, bro. Like it took me a while to get it because dude, I was not used to the camera.
Yeah.
I was never a person that liked to take selfies or post it, Like, I'm really, like, I kind of, like, took a... Once I met up with Vic Rivera, shout out Big Monster, man. Once I hit the art community, bro, I just stepped out of this shy shell.
Yeah.
So it was definitely weird, bro. It was definitely weird. Like, even me doing this now, bro, it would not be something I thought of 5 years back.
Yeah. I get that. I get that.
It's weird, bro. It's weird.
I wouldn't say I was ever like shy to relate to that, but there was definitely, if I was doing it by myself, I don't know if I could. That's harder. That's so much harder. The ease of doing it with my friends to where we just forget the camera in 2 seconds. And then once you forget about it, you always forget about it. You know what I mean? But you have to forget about it that one time, and then the pressure's off. At least for us. Like, I feel like the first couple times you were recording, it felt a little nerve-wracking. But then once we, like, watched it back, or, when we were done filming it, we were like, I guess I will. We filming it, we were like, that was really fun, and that was good, and it kind of made us not nervous. We forgot the camera was there.
Yeah, and that's forward, a big thing to do.
We don't think about it anymore. But there was a time where we hadn't filmed for like a month and a half, and we came back, and we were like, I feel we had to like restart it a couple times. Like, this isn't right. We fucked up right away.
Dude, oh my god. Right.
Props to you for doing it alone, man. Props to you. That's hard.
Yeah, thank you, man. It's a lot of...
You got to carry the weight all yourself. That's So there's no chance to, like, at least for us, we have 4 people on the mic. So, if I got something to say, I can have someone else say something. I don't have to say something for 10 minutes. You have to be hour long, speaking, basically. So I think that's probably what led to you having to do so many tries the first time.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, it's all on you, right? That makes it 10 times harder, man. So props to you.
Yeah, thank you, man. But, see, even shit like this, like, damn, dude, like, it's weird, man, because I didn't really think I would be in this position, man.
Yeah. No, I get that.
Yeah, my bad, bro. I think I'm getting high, bro. I know, bro. Because I'm definitely hitting brain farts, man. I really want to have you on. But I didn't want to leave you hanging on the coconut oil. And by the way, this is a coconut trip. I used to the coconut oil, bro. I used to use it a lot in the beginning.
Yeah.
But I used to get really high with the gas.
Yeah.
And there would be times where I got the gas too high or I would be too high.
Yeah.
So I feel like I would fuck everything up.
Yeah, no, you're good.
So if I am Shibby, definitely
let me know. Don't worry. I think everyone gets it, and it makes it fun and funny too. Honestly, anything a little bit adds a little spice to it.
Yeah. I try not to bring this to yours, bro. Yeah.
Dude, no. When you're on, we want you to take the whole fucking thing when you're on ours.
No, yeah. I'm gonna have something special.
You're high as hell. No, I want you. I'm gonna dab you out. We're gonna get you extra high.
Nah, dude. I'm gonna be right there drooling, bro.
That's funny, man. That's funny. You don't even say like we're dumb like that. We find that funny. Have a guest that comes on and just doesn't say a word. Don't even introduce him. Just sitting there, you're just high, sleeping.
Okay, so
that's
yeah,
so funny.
Dude, and that's the thing, like, do you get mad? I mean, you don't gotta be specific, but do you ever get upset, like, when a guest just doesn't bring it?
No, because we have that chemistry you're talking about, that where we kind of just take over. Mm-hmm. So I think our guest probably ends up being more upset at us than we do at our guests. Not that we actually get upset at us, but they're just like, oh, damn, I'm just here to, like, have you guys talk to yourselves. Because there's been guests that are less out there. And then you kind of have no choice but to, like, start talking. You gotta put a voice to the mic and everything. And sometimes people will not give very, like, thorough answers. And then you have to, like, okay, next topic. And then it just becomes, like, too short. So you have to kind of just sometimes go off the guest and just kind of, I don't know how to explain. Maybe I'm getting high here and rambling now, too.
No, you're good, bro.
It's your own thing around the guest,
Dude, and sorry I'm, like, asking hard questions if I am.
No, I like the hard questions.
Yeah, like the first people you brought on, have they ever been on a podcast, or was that their first time?
That's a good question. Our first episode, no, our first person that was on, our first guest is Eva. Yeah. She's a makeup artist and a good friend of ours. I don't think she's ever been on a podcast before. If she has, it's a secret life. I don't know what she's living.
Low key though, those are one of my favorite episodes.
Yeah, that one's funny. Yeah, I love that one because we showed her all the sex style stuff right away. We were like, Well, because we just came off that Ian found that sextile video thing, and it was too funny. We were like, "What's the worst person to show this?" We're like, "Oh, one of our friends is a girl. That's perfect. She's not gonna like this." So we had to do it. We had to show more and run that out. Then our other guest after that was Morgan, or the Milkman.
Mm-hmm.
Shout out to the Milkman. There's more of him to come.
Yeah,
So we want to get into that too. Was a band. He's a band guy, so he had never probably done a podcast necessarily before. He may have. I don't know, but he is used to being like working and creating something and being in front of a camera, whether it's a music video or whatnot. So those types are usually more comfortable with it. Mm-hmm. But no people had actual podcast experience that I'm aware of.
Yeah. If I get too high, bro, you can take over the podcast. See, it's gonna be from the A to Shibby show.
See, that's my that is my problem. I don't like to do that. Sometimes I'll do it, but like I do that unintentionally. I feel like I overstep, and that's I feel like that's anyone who does podcasts. I've had other podcast people come on, and then all of a sudden it's like they're asking me. I want to ask questions, and they want to ask questions. It's like two hosts have this weird.
Yeah,
I didn't say I wanted to ask you so many things. Immediately.
Yeah, and you can.
I gotta save it for when you come on. We gotta get people to go to that show.
Yeah, and bro. There's stuff that I definitely want to talk to you about off the podcast. Yeah. But I seen that you're also on other podcasts.
Drunk Air Dogs.
Yeah.
There are friends from New Orleans. It's funny. I actually met them because of Rainbow Six Siege. I played with another buddy who was from New Orleans. And then he's like, "Oh, you're doing a podcast? I have friends who are also doing a podcast. They had started a little bit before us, I believe." And we did a Zoom call with them. That's our first time meeting them ever, too, on that Zoom call. And it was at the time, it was our longest podcast. It was like a 2-hour podcast. We usually kept it to an hour. Now we've done multiple since that are longer. But that was so fucking fun, dude. They're like we consider them like our brother podcast. Like, we kind of started up around the same time. And like, they're both on season 2 right now, and like we've just been kind of neck and neck with them, and we love those guys. And we just guested onto their episode for the first time. That was filmed a couple weeks ago. Me and Ian are on that one, and then I think eventually we'll keep working collabing with them. But that'll be out maybe when this comes out around. It should be out any week now.
Okay, dope. Yeah, I definitely checked out that episode too. And when you mentioned that, I went to go look because on SoundCloud, right?
Yeah, they're on SoundCloud, and then now they are finally on Spotify and everything.
Oh, really?
They got up there.
Shout out! Hell yeah,
they finally did that, and so I think our episode with them is their next one in the queue. I'm not really sure their release date, but so we have another one with me and on them. But it'll be fun, and then we're gonna get them on our show again too in season 3 at some point. Mm-hmm. So that'll be fun, and you're also gonna be on in season 3 at some point as well.
Yeah,
I can't wait to have you on.
Yeah, I'm nervous now.
You're gonna especially guests that have watched too. They're the best because then you get a lot of our jokes and our callbacks and things like that. So it'll be fun, and we'll make a special one for you.
Yeah, dude. I definitely got a big plan for you guys as well.
Awesome. I like this.
Dude. Where were we at? So when you got the group of guys and you started to do your first episodes, how was it for you?
Like I said, the first 20 minutes, a little nerve-wracking, just feeling weird with the mics, getting used to it all. But then, like I said, right after that, it was just hanging out with your buddies, pretend like that stuff's not there, just fuck around, have a good time, and it really went really smooth. Like it was like right after we were done, we were like, we did something there, like good. It wasn't we didn't even use those episodes, most of them, but something was like, we're on the right track here, So I guess right away it went well. I would say pretty well. It was fun. That's the most thing. It was fun. We wanted to do it again, and that's really what was like a sign of that. This was the right thing to be doing. You want to keep doing things.
Mm-hmm. And was it what you expected? Like doing it, and then like
seeing it come to fruition. Yeah. Yes and no. I guess. I'd say mostly. I think I didn't have that much of a final product vision in my head, if that makes sense. Weirdly enough, I had just ideas that I just wanted to throw at the wall and kind of see like what would stick. Yeah. And it kind of just happened to stick. And then I would do certain like editing styles, and it would just stick. So I set the bar low purposely for myself because I'm a perfectionist a little bit. Mm-hmm. So like I knew if I worked too hard, thought too hard into it, I would be like, it's never good enough, and I'd never fucking do it, right? So I just went out with the idea that it might suck at first, and it is what it is. So I just kind of let go and put it out there.
Dude, yeah, like mine's starting off, bro. I just wanted to have like arty art friends, you know, like come on and just talk shit.
Yeah.
But then like shout out everybody that has come on, like yourself, you know, because it molded into something like this now.
Yeah, it mold. That's a perfect way to put it. And molded into a thing. So I put it at like a. When I had the idea, it was just a baby out there. I wasn't really in like I had no plans for it. If it went nowhere, I was fine with it going nowhere. And then it finally was starting to go certain places and molded into this what it is now. And so I guess never. Yeah, like I said, back to your original question. I never really had like a definite idea of what was it going to be like. I mean, I'm very proud of what it turned out to be, though. So.
And that's what's up, man. May I ask if you feel comfortable, like, ooh, uh, where where did you have in mind to put your podcast? Because mine, I felt like it was decent enough. Like, like this is my basement. Like my bed's on the other side and shit, you know. So this is basically my whole room. It's just cut off to this little studio part.
Yeah. So what do you want? What was the question exactly?
like where did you know where to put your podcast?
Oh,
because you know you're doing like
it's
4 people, right?
Yeah, it is. It is filmed out of my apartment, and then the rooms. I have a 2-bedroom apartment, and I turned one room into a studio. I think I decided it would be in my apartment, probably just because it would get done the quickest. Because bless my other guys, I love them all, and they all self-admittedly that they are lazy. Not like in a bad way lazy, but they're just like they won't get to it. You know what I mean? So I was like, I had this fire under my ass where I was like, I gotta get this shit done, and I kind of and it spread to them, and then they were following. They would gladly follow it and come in and do it. But I feel like it was like if I left it up to someone else, like, oh, set up something in your house, set up something, do all this, it wouldn't have gotten done. And I was like, all right, I got this shit in my apartment ready to go. Guys, let's buy some mics, let's buy some this, let's buy some that. And then everyone was like, I'm bored, So I kind of had to like lead the ship for a second. So I think that's why I ended up being in my apartment. We do have ideas of eventually moving into like maybe Max's like basement if he wants to buy a new house eventually or something, and see, eventually change up the studio setting a little bit. We want to get some different backgrounds and all that stuff, but think it would never have happened if it wasn't in my house.
No, same here, bro. Because I thought like, man, where would I put mine? But if I really want a spot consistently, where I can be like, you come over whenever you have time.
Exactly.
Realistically, right here, I just made some space and shit.
No, dude, it looks awesome, and you never even know this is like your bedroom or anything.
Shout out Adobe. But the reason why I kind of asked that, bro. So who's the Fallout fan?
Me.
Yeah,
me.
Dude,
but I think they all like it. It's not something I like know that they like are in love with, but I'm pretty sure they all like it. I think Alex likes it too a lot.
Bro, I'm a fanboy, bro. Of Fallout.
See, you're probably not gonna like my opinion because I love Fallout, but I'm not gonna pretend and say I was playing from the beginning. I didn't own Fallout 3 or anything like that. So I had played it, but I didn't video games weren't that big in my life when I was young. I was very much a Madden. My friends barely got me to play like Call of Duty, So I didn't get into it until late. So I actually got into it really hard with Fallout 4. And I know everyone, but I know I get the Bethesda hate for Fallout 4, and I understand. But I like Fallout 4 a lot, and I love it. And then it got me to want to go back and like New Vegas and play those and everything.
Yeah, I never played New Vegas, but I definitely played 3 when I was younger. But my cousin played it for me. I just watched them. So I don't know what you call that.
Yeah. See, I needed someone like that, and I would have liked it. But like at the time, I just didn't play very many video games. I was very a casual gamer. It was like let's play some Madden or 2K with your friends, and that was really maybe Mortal Kombat, and that was really about it, So it was nothing that or WWE or something like that, nothing that you really had to like. No video game sense to play like RPG like Fallout, so I think it would have went over my head a little bit. And then when I got older and played Fallout 4, though, I fell in love, and I was like, okay, I go back. And then I do see where people complain about Fallout 4, but I don't care because I love that game. I was still playing it just a couple months ago. My girlfriend saw me playing it. She's like, "What are you playing?"
Dude, bro, when it came out, I was playing it nonstop over and over, and then I stopped. But once they added the mods, bro, I came back into it. Bro.
Yeah. See, I am on the final DLC, the Nuka World part, and I haven't modded my game until after I beat that. But I've just been playing so many fucking years. Like I put it down and come back, put it down and come back.
Yeah, I played everything, like all the DLC. I had everything before the mods came out.
Yeah. I'm like on the last few missions of Nuka World because I had to save like delete too, so I had to redo part of Nuka World. So I just never got to it. But once I do that, I was gonna mod it out. So I haven't even really started modding out. I've seen it through my brothers who do it, but like I haven't even modded my game yet. So I'm gonna have so much more fun.
Dude, yeah, it's like you replaying this whole
but
game.
I'm like one of those people that like I just keep putting it off. I don't want to beat this game. I don't want to get over it. So I'm just like, I'll always have this. So I just put it in the vault to when I'll ever play it. But I've been playing it recently and I want to catch back up and finish it. But who did you side with in Fallout 4?
Dude, I was like a little tramp in there, bro. No, bro, I'm telling you, I played the game over and over, bro. I played it like each side.
Oh, okay. Who was your first playthrough though? Like
I was trying to be innocent, I played it.
So who'd you go with?
What's it called?
The railroad?
Yeah, the railroad.
Okay, I murdered them my first playthrough. I'm not gonna lie. I picked Institute, and people don't like it. I know
that was my last one,
but I picked Institute because I felt like they were the only chance for like survival, and I feel like the Brotherhood of Steel was kind of like Nazis a little bit. They were a little overboard.
I think they're cool because the armor.
Yeah, I will say they're the coolest. But they might be not the best.
No, I like.
So I did like the story of the Institute where you end up being like kind of the leader of it at the end, like you rule everything. But
even with the,
I like how there's different choices.
The Brotherhood, bro, I still murdered them because I was like,
fuck these guys, right? Yeah. I had a friend who was like diehard Brotherhood of Steel, like fanboy, to the point where he would like get mad at me for picking the Institute. He's like, he would like go into like full lore. He's like, do you want the fucking they do this, and I'm like, dude, it's a game, relax,
dude. Oh man, but you really get into it, bro.
Yeah, you really do.
Yeah. Dude, yeah, that's just something I wanted to ask, bro, because I seen the posters and then the little pops.
Yeah, I have pops, and then I have the Power Armor one, and then I have a Pip Boy coffee mug actually that's obnoxiously large. You can't drink anything out. I mean, I've tried before, and it's like a whole pot of coffee you can fit in this cup. It's like this fat. It's a Pip Boy like fucking collector's item. It's
dude, yeah. I got a couple, not here, but I got some shit, bro.
Yeah.
Dude, and I hope I'm not dragging it along.
Take as long as you want to. I've done. The Drunkyard Dog episode that I was just on, we literally went 4 hours.
Really?
I'm not kidding. Like, unintentionally, we kept joking. We kept trying to call it after 2 hours, and, like, one more question would come up, and then it would just turn into 10 more things, and then we were probably getting a little drunk by the end, because their whole gimmick is, like, a different drink every week.
Which is dope.
Which is dope. I love it. I know.
You did, like, how long did it take you to do the homework? Because I know they do, like, where the origin of the drink, right?
Or how they don't tell us about that. We don't. They get to do that. They don't. So that's a secret on us, basically. So we don't know.
When you had when you had them on yours.
Oh, we didn't. I don't think we had them on ours. We didn't do the origin drink thing. We didn't do that on ours.
With the Malort.
Oh wait, did we do? Oh yeah, you remember better than I do.
Yeah. Dude, I'm telling you, bro. Like
we did. That was Max. Max did it. Max did the research on that one. So that was like our homage to them. I remember what you're saying.
Bro, and like,
I can't believe I forgot my own thing.
Yeah, I'm trying to hold out how much of interest I have for your podcast.
Yeah, dude, you just showed it right there.
I'm not trying to,
Dude, no, I appreciate it. I can tell it's genuine too, for sure, dude.
But it's just dope to me, bro, because like that's what made me keep binging because
like the whole chemistry and the flow. I love that, dude. Thank you.
And the history you build, because you build history with another podcast, which is dope, bro. And that's what I'm trying to do too. Like my podcast is not really exclusive to anybody. You got to be somebody that is creating something.
Yeah, that's how we definitely were like that. Originally, it was always like you got to be creating something, but moving forward, we're honestly going to do it to where it's got to be a fun person, like a good person for it. Someone who should be on a podcast. It usually will be people who create things because those usually are the best types.
Yeah.
But I definitely don't want it to be where I'm going to exclude a really good friend of mine or something that has totally something to offer to the podcast, but he doesn't have maybe a band to plug or something, So we want to open our mind into like just fun people, our podcast is about people and just networking, and I feel like a lot of times it will be musicians or it will be other creators or other podcasters, but I think we kind of recently just decided to release the cap. I'm like, we don't have to. They don't have to have something to promote, but it tends to usually be that way.
Yeah, dude, definitely dope, man. Like, how did? Cause, dude, I'm barely figuring out like how to do that as well,
Dude,
bro.
yeah,
Like,
no.
dude,
I brought in SJ.
'cause-
He's our newest member. I literally brought him in to help me with networking and stuff. So he's a big part of that. He's the reason he got us KV on mainly. It was really him, his doing.
oh, shut up,
So
man.
yeah, and he's
And
only
he does music as well, right?
SJ. Yeah, I think he's considered himself semi-retired now as like a musician because I think he's back and forth with it whether he wants to do. So I can't speak for him. You're gonna
Yeah,
come
no,
on and
definitely,
he's gonna
yeah.
get his pick his brain about it. But I think he's kind of more in like he wants to be a bridge to connect people and like
Dope,
he can
man.
be in the music scene without actually having to release music himself. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
he can help maybe manage someone in the future or just connect people, help get people to come on our show.
Yeah, what are they calling?
And
But yeah, I
yeah.
know what you mean.
And
That's
now
dope.
he's
Yeah.
officially like a co-host for us too. So like he's not going to be on every episode of the Screw City podcast, but there will be times where he does come on and help us co-host ones like he did with KV's episode
Okay.
because that was his first time actually co-hosting an episode with us like officially because he was always a good friend of the show and one of our first guests and he's always been like someone who comes and hangs out while we film sometimes and things like that, but he never was officially a member until like just maybe last month we officially made it.
Dope.
Yeah, so it's fun to. That's why we decided to do our show together too, and that's gonna be a lot more to come from that in the future here.
Yeah, dude. It's. Did you think it would be this far, or did you think it would die out?
Um,
I thought my show was gonna die out, bro. If you go back to my catalog and you see another episode where it's just me showing my art,
mm-hmm.
that at that point I had no guest to really come on, bro. I was kind of dry.
Yeah.
And then I believe my cousin's next after that.
See,
my cousin, he opened up the bridge
yeah,
to people be like, oh, check
yeah,
him out,
that's what you need. And see, that's the other thing that we have the advantage over you just because we have four people. So we get to pull all of the four people. That's network. You know how much
Yeah.
networking power that is. Every person. So every person that we've all met, and like Alex is a very popular person around town. Like he just knows he's very social. He goes to the bars a lot. He hangs out. He's fun. He goes to music shows, local shows, and all that.
Yeah,
So
I
he
know.
knows like everyone around town, like in some way. Like people that add me half the time, he's a mutual friend with them. Like even if he doesn't even know them like that, he's like, oh, I met them at some point or something. So he had a lot of people come from him, and then Ian knows a lot of people, and then Max is like, he doesn't necessarily bring a lot of people himself, but he's always around Alex and things like that. And he's just a personable person, so it works. And then me moving around so much, I went to I think four high schools.
Oh, sure.
So yeah, so I have like a little bit of people that maybe I added on Facebook 5 years ago that still are on here.
Yeah, that's just that camera that turned off. We still got this one.
Yeah, we have the same problem. I'm sure you've seen it. We have cameras that shut off and stuff too.
Dude, I started with just one camera, this camera, and dude, every like 45 minutes. No, actually, I didn't know about cameras. Like 4K taking out a lot of battery, bro.
Yeah, we film in 4K.
So every 30 minutes, I would it would cut off. I was like, damn, bro, why is it cutting that off, bro?
Yeah, I learned the hard way too. And then I started doing it as like we did 4K podcasting. Our podcast is in 4K, so we do that.
Definitely beautiful, bro.
And it looks great. I know, but thank you. But it's so fucking hard to get it done sometimes because it makes the file sizes so much higher. Episodes are literally like 40 gigs, dude. Sometimes, like I've had episodes. I think KV's episode is like 38.5 gigs or something because it's a 4K it's a movie, 2.5 hours. It's literally a whole movie, in 4K. So yeah, it's a lot of file space, which leads to a lot of uploading time too. I've noticed like. It could take 2 days sometimes. I've had crazy times where usually it's a glitch or something that does it, but
I'm on here bitching like, dude, I got like a 5-8 hour download.
Yeah, dude, it gets like that. And
none of the cameras are
off and everything too.
No, not all the cameras are like 4K. Yeah. Only this one, but I really don't use it. But the 1080 on this one's it's really good.
Really, yeah. 1080 is definitely good, like totally good enough. Like it just became a thing where we already did 4K. So now me personally, I'm like, I don't want to take it away. I don't want to downgrade. So I did the problem myself. But then a couple photography people came by and like, we love that you film in 4K. So I was like, see, motherfuckers, because the rest of the crew always fights with me, like, just put it on 1080. I'm like, no, It's 4K. It's 4K.
No, bro, the 4K.
It's became a joke now. So when I had photographers come in and say, "No, we love it. It's good. It makes the cuts look so much better and the zooms and everything." So everyone in the crew shut up after that. So they all agree with the 4K now.
Yeah, you guys are not going wrong.
Yeah. See, thank you. I appreciate that,
dude. But man, that upload time is crazy.
Yeah. Oh, that is not a fun part.
Is that why you kind of go under the hour mark?
See, no, it would be smart to do it for that reason, but no, that's not why. We actually did the initial idea of going for only an hour we didn't want to waste content, I guess. We were being like, we want to make sure people are hearing things and like seeing the whole thing. Because I feel like even as I watch a podcast, sometimes I watch 30 minutes of it and I check out the last 20. So we didn't want it to be like where it was just too long. And then I guess as we kept going, we stopped caring and we were just like, you know what? If you're fucking with this, we're not gonna cut it short for people who really do want to watch the 2.5 hours. If people don't want to watch that, only watch 5 minutes, that also helps us too, either way. So I guess it was trying to not burn ourselves out either. If we're just using 3 hours of talking every time, we're gonna run out of things like we want to talk about passionately. Maybe probably not because we all like to talk, but I guess that was the idea. Was like let's not do too much too soon. I guess. But now we've done 2.5 hours multiple times and stuff. So
dude, yeah.
And going forward, we don't really do like it's got to be 30 minutes. That's a minimum now. We want it to be like 45 minutes minimum kind of thing, but we pretty much never hit the minimum. We always want to go over.
Yeah, dude. Usually the average for mine is like an hour and 30, bro. But I've gone 2 hours. Bro.
Yeah.
It can go by quick.
It really does. It really does, especially when you have a guest that you want to ask the questions for. That was a KV. Like we planned so many things. There was still things like on my pad that I didn't get to ask KV, and we did 2.5 hours. So at a certain point, we were like, we just have to stop. Like like it's too much. You know what I mean? Like we can just do 2 episodes. But I don't have to do everything at once. So like took some like learning to like figure out what was the right time. But now it's like whatever the vibe calls for. Some guests need 2.5 hours. Some guests need 40 minutes to convey whatever they needed to convey. So I guess it's just by episode.
Yeah. Same here, bro. I learn every episode, bro.
Yeah. There's no maximum for us, but there's a minimum. Like just no, at least 40, 30. I mean, I guess I'd even do 30 minutes if I really had to, but I wouldn't want to do like something shorter. I'd make it a short or something separate.
Dude, that's definitely dope, man. I hope I'm not being too stuck, bro.
You're fine.
Am I high?
You're high.
Yeah, I know,
high.
dude.
You're definitely high, but no, it's fun, dude. Again, that's the vibe I love, so that's fine. It makes me more comfortable anyway. Okay. I'm high too. I fucking talk a bunch and ramble and stutter. It happens.
Okay, dude. Yeah, dude. I feel like I'm fucking up, man, because I feel like a fanboy a little bit, so...
Dude, I like it. My ego needs it sometimes. No, I'm kidding, but no, I appreciate it. It really shows that you actually listen, and that's what I'm doing it for. Is I want people to listen. And again, this is my first time even meeting you, and the fact that someone I didn't meet took time out of their life to go and watch even 10 minutes of my podcast, and the fact that you went so deep into it, it really does mean a lot. It really does.
Yeah, and I hope I'm not making it too creepy.
Dude, no, you're not. Dude, I get I want people to know every fucking second of it. That's the point. I really love that.
Yeah, me too, bro.
I'm doing the right thing.
I definitely do feel. It feels weird, when somebody compliments you on the podcast, bro. I definitely have people tell me it's dope, man. It's weird because I really never done anything cool like that, So it's a whole 360.
Yeah, and especially when someone comes with because everyone gives you oh, I like your podcast, but the people that really can say something or name something about your podcast, it warms your heart a little bit more. Okay, you really did listen to that full thing or whatever.
And if you don't mind me asking, has somebody come up to you and say, "Yeah, I watch your podcast," but not really?
Not been watching it probably. yeah. Especially in the beginning.
I get that too.
Especially in the beginning. That was really now people probably just don't even lie, but at first everyone wanted to be they're being supportive and stuff. So people would be like, "Oh, I was watching the podcast," and I mentioned something that was just if you had watched those 3 episodes that had just came out, it was talked about in every single 3 episodes. I think I mentioned "Oh, you saw the sex doll stuff then?" And they're like, "Oh, I didn't see that part." And I'm like, "Well, that was the whole episode for one of them." So I don't know how much you watched, But now, usually when people say they watch, I usually think they don't watch that much, and then they surprise me like you, and they tell us something deep or something. And I'm like, "Oh, damn, you really are watching." And like I said, those comments really make me keep going because I'd give up at a certain point. As much as I love doing it,
Mhm.
at a certain point, if like no one's watching, there's like that part of me in my head, that pessimist that's just like, why are you doing this? Stop, stop.
And do you look at the analytics? Am I
Yeah, probably more than I should.
Oh,
Like,
you do?
yeah, I'm a view counter. Like I'll be sitting there scrolling. When I first drop it, I'll refresh it
Yeah,
every
I
couple
try not to
hours.
do that,
I
bro.
do, I do. I'm guilty as hell. I do.
I'm more of a post and ghost, man, because
Smarter.
don't get me wrong, I'll peek here and there, but like I try not to do that, bro.
That's smarter. Is I need to get that. I need to get to my point. Get to the point where I can do that.
But at the same time as well, bro, my platform, like the YouTube, like if you brought something to me that was gonna get copyright, but like
Yeah,
or striked or whatever, bro, I'm willing to take that hit so it can just be promoted if you really stand by
yeah,
it.
yeah,
So in a way, I'm not gonna get paid off YouTube.
yeah,
My income, I want my income to come through my art or my merchandise.
yeah. That's smart. That's smart.
So that way, in the case we do talk about some shit that's not really
Yeah,
appropriate.
that's kind of our. It's funny you bring that up too, because we have a thought process in that too. Because we do want to get like once you get 1,000 subscribers on YouTube, you get like basic monetization. It's possible. You're not going to make much, but it's cool to make here and there.
Yeah,
And
yeah, a little bit.
we already know
Something.
all of our. Yeah, it's just nice to say you got to check for what you're doing, even if it's a penny. It's just nice to have that in writing.
I
But
think I owe like $10.
yeah, I'm fine with that. But so like, oh fuck, I lost my train of thought.
Oh my bad,
No,
bro.
you're good. No, that's the weed. That's not you. So
The what's it called? Monetizing off
yeah,
of
yeah.
stuff.
So we want to get our YouTube monetized, but we aren't dumb, and we know that a lot of our stuff will get copyrighted or get taken down for being offensive or something like that. But surprisingly, a lot of our episodes don't. But we really want to get to a point where we could have, you know, 50 to a couple of hundred people that, rock with us enough that would be willing to do like a $5 Patreon thing to get like an extra episode or something a month.
Mm-hmm.
Just something little, like nothing to a lot, but just a little bit of idea that I have some fans like support that way. And then all the money would probably just go back into the podcast anyway. I don't think it'd be enough to, pay bills anyway.
No,
So
it
it would be,
doesn't.
but it'd be something to be like, okay, we can just keep paying this for the podcast, or we can update our website better, pay the funds
Oh, you
to,
got a website?
yeah, we do, but I took it down
Mm.
only because it's on Squarespace. You have to pay monthly, and
Oh,
no one even uses. No one going to our website. All our links are on Facebook, Twitter. There's no point of having a website unless we're selling until we actually have our full merch, which we do want to get merch out soon. Speaking of, but uh, until we do that, there's just no point of having to pay for a website, pay for an editing program because I use Premiere Pro, which is you have to pay for that $20 a month. So like
you did the
yeah,
resign where they did the
yeah.
sale.
So it would be
Dude,
nice if like
I was paying 30
yeah, fuck
until they
that.
did a deal this year.
Yeah, fuck that. So it'd be nice if like, we had Patreon and have like there's a couple just to basically keep it going.
And how do you do that? How do you attract people for something like that?
I think just gotta get bigger first, get a little more demand, like we're growing steadily. I mean, our views we get, usually around 100 an episode, give or take.
Yeah, congrats, bro. That
Yeah,
shit is
I
not
appreciate
hard.
that. But
That shit
yeah,
is
no,
hard.
yeah, no, it is. It really is. So, but like give or take, half of those views are probably the same people clicking twice. So I'd say we have like a good 40 to 50 people that actually like tune in, within a week or two of episode dropping, which is way more than I expected to have at this point.
Mhm.
And I want to get it to like eventually where it's maybe a couple hundred people that do that. And then we want to start being like, okay, we have a couple hundred, half these people are strangers, and start promoting, hey, if you want to support us, here's the way to support us through our Patreon and, donate whatever you guys want to do. And then also with our merch will come out and everything like that too, so you actually get something out of it. But their super fans can maybe get a bonus episode or behind the scenes content or shit, have them like watch the episode live as we're filming or do something. We can do something, we can work something out. For sure.
Have your episodes unedited with the R word.
Yes, exactly, exactly. I missed two this week.
Uncut.
Apparently, I missed 2 week this or two R words this week. Alex told me he's like you blurred out two, but you missed two, and I'm like, I tried.
Yeah, and see here, like I mean, don't get me wrong. When like I don't mean the word like that negatively and shit. It's just
we
I'm
did it
old
just
school,
we
bro.
did it almost as a joke to like just be like, okay, to please the people who do it. We try not to say it, we bleep it, but then it became funny when I missed it too. So it just became a thing. It's a whole joke now.
Yeah, and bro,
we don't blur any other swears, but we blur the R word, which is funny.
Yeah, and same here, bro. If you want to cuss up a storm, go ahead.
Yeah,
bro.
exactly.
Like,
that's how we are too.
Like I'm not gonna get paid off YouTube or anything. Just whoever.
YouTube actually this year too also made it more lenient with the swearing and all that stuff.
Yeah, dude, in that first, bro.
How was first minute or two, you couldn't say like fuck and things like that, and you get demonetized right away. Now they're letting you say more things in the beginning.
Read that stuff, bro. Yeah. When it shows up the new stuff, I just be like, okay.
Yeah, great. Yeah, I read that just because I was curious. Because I always am like, I thought it was like a message to say we got in trouble or something by YouTube. Because we've had a couple episodes get like pulled by YouTube and be like, oh, this is my fault. No, this is copyrighted. This is this, or someone pulled your video, claimed it. Like I think.
Yeah, dude. I mean,
some TV channel.
Holy shit! Really?
Forget. Claimed our second episode with Eva about this. There was a whole other sex style bit that we had to cut out because they claimed our episode with Eva. So that episode had like 200 views. We had to delete it and then put a new one up. So we got shorted on our whole fucking thing. And I swear, ever since we've got less views. Like YouTube doesn't promote us as much anymore. They gave us a strike on that episode and everything, and I had to appeal it. And you can take a copyright. They send you a copyright class, and it's Happy Tree Friends, believe it or not, which is weird. You know what that is? That cartoon where like, they all fucking kill each other and hurt each other.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, like little animals. Yeah. So they send you a Happy Tree Friends like little promo course you have to take. YouTube does itself, and you have to say like, this is copyright. Yes, this is copyright. This and this, and you have to like agree to their terms to get the strike removed. It's weird.
No, I mean, the only copy strike claims I worked with was the
copyright claim, or because there's copy. Is there a strike and then there's just a claim?
No, the claims for music, sound.
Yeah, claims or sounds. Yeah, you won't get in trouble for that. We got a strike, so that means the network said that we stole what they did and we're trying to take away from them, which is bullshit. We had like no views, so it's like, so it was just some fucking asshole who like goes on there that's paid by that TV network to go through YouTube and find anything that's tagged or anything with them. They came for us. And I even tried to send an appeal, but since we were so small, they didn't listen to us, Unless we're Joe Rogan or something, they're not going to care.
Yeah. Dude, and how long did it take you to kind of work that, bro? Like me, like, at first, I try to be real careful, so I didn't really get in trouble for the smoking or the cussing or rolling up. Hopefully, they don't backtrack to that. but I've done that so far. No copyright claims or whatever or strikes, unless it's like music or melodies.
Yeah, music will get you. I think
it sucks, bro, because
for smoking weed, they won't get you. You won't get in trouble for that. You just would get demonetized immediately. But that's only if like. I think if people like were bitching enough, you know what I mean? Like if you had a lot of followers and all your followers got mad at you for some reason, like YouTube, he's just promoting smoking and he's just out here doing all this and that, they might be like, okay, we're gonna pull your ads, but that's it. That's all they pull. But I don't think they really care that much anymore, especially in a legal state. It's like drinking, you can drink on YouTube. It's fine.
Hey, I was gonna say, I don't know if you guys want drinks, dude. I really don't do the alcohol. I just have it just in case my guests.
That's smart. That's smart. I'm not a big drinker either. Do you want anything? No.
Yeah. Nobody really drinks. It's what Pelix does sometimes.
Yeah. No, I'm a big smoker. I mean, I drink here and there, but I don't drink often. So when I do drink, I get kickstarted. I want to keep drinking. I want to party, So I'm like, all right, I gotta pick my time wisely.
I hate drinking, bro. But again, don't get me wrong. I'll drink if it's a celebration, but not really.
Yeah, no, I get that same. I'm the same way.
So we drink one weekend. I'm probably not gonna drink again until like 5 months from now. Yeah.
I unintentionally do that for sure. Like I go a long time without drinking, but then when I drink hard.
Ooh. Bro, I hope I'm not keeping you up.
Dude, you're fine. No, you're good. You're good. How are you feeling over there, Iris? You good?
I was gonna say, I mean, we could pretty much wrap it up.
Is there anything else you wanted to get to before? I know we always do a second episode too. That's always for sure.
Well, I mean, don't get me wrong. I mean, I hope I asked questions you're okay with and dude, you're happy with, bro. I mean, obviously, you're always welcome back, bro.
Dude, you did a great job. And it was nice to be able to have the focus on me a little bit. I do it for people, so I don't get often time to do an interview idea. I like that. I like that a lot.
Yeah, when it's one-on-one. Don't get me wrong. Pretty soon, I want to have 2 people guests.
Yeah,
but like I didn't even think it was gonna be this far.
No, yeah,
I was gonna do this.
that's the great thing. It grows. You know, like we have we have two podcasts now, and I'm about to be on a third. You know, that are mine, or that I help create and promote and produce. So I didn't think I would be doing three within a year. You know, a year and a half of doing the first one. It just kind of ideas grow, and then I'm like, okay, I have a vibe and I have energy with this one. I don't want to change, but I also want to do this. So I'm like, okay, we just gotta do other shows or other avenues. You know, we want to even do sketches eventually too, like sketch comedy.
Oh shit,
That's a
bro!
big thing we want to start working on. We have some written and stuff, so we're gonna see where that comes in.
And make videos of it.
Yeah,
Oh,
like you know, whitest kids you know kind of stuff. Like, or I mean, not cringy SNL, but like that idea of a comedy. I want to do some stuff like that maybe. I'm not sure if we're gonna incorporate it with the podcast or just have it like standalone shit on the channel, but that's why the channel's productions and then like the podcast is one thing, which confuses a lot of people because they don't know what to call us. Like, oh, I'm on the Screw City Productions. I'm like, no, you're on the Screw City Podcast, but it's by the Screw City Production. If that makes sense.
Okay. Yeah, same here. Z Studios is one thing, and the A to Z, that's a different thing.
Yeah, see, I didn't know that.
Yeah. It's layers, man. I'm like,
that's smart. That's smart to do though. You know, you have a overall brain, and then you don't want to limit yourself to one thing, but you also don't want to ruin what you have going. You know, so if you have something going that people like, just make something else and add to that too. You know,
dude. Yeah, and
have you ever thought of? I'm gonna take it from you for a second.
no,
You ever
no, go
thought
ahead,
of?
bro.
You ever thought of like getting a co-host and doing like a 2-man podcast, or has it always been like I want to be one?
Yeah, bro. Oh my god, thank God we didn't finish it. Yes, bro. So yeah, I definitely wanted to have like a second person, but like at the same time, I don't know. The people I was kicking it with before, I didn't really
They weren't
see.
the fit. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, because they don't listen to podcasts, you know. So it was weird for them. So I just basically did it on my own. But now, bro, it's easier if I do it by myself and I just
It
bring
is.
you, you
It
know.
is. That's a big thing with us that we have 4 people, and then when we have a guest, it could be if there's 2 guests, it could be 6 people schedules all having to line up, which is damn near impossible sometimes.
Yeah.
And that's part of the reason why we do have the loose screws, and we're going to be having another show where we don't want to limit ourselves to we only can do episodes when we can get all 5 to 10 people that are going to be involved in an episode on. You know, we want to be able to have. If I want, I've even thought about doing just one-on-ones too. You know, eventually, but I'm
Dude,
waiting to do that until after I do this show with Shimani and I see where that goes, and then I think eventually one day I do want to do like a one-on-one thing. But
dude, like you can do a lot of different type of
yeah,
podcasting,
exactly, and they
bro.
all do something different. You know what I mean? Like it's totally different. Like I wouldn't. I want to make sure they're all not the same thing. Like you know, we're not retreading the same territory necessarily. Like you go for the Screw City podcast for certain things. Like that's more of a show than even a podcast necessarily. It's not traditional. And then Loose Screws is very traditional. Like just audio only. It's
Mm-hmm.
just like the one you listen to. It's like what people throw on at work or something. You know. So
Dude, and like, don't get me wrong, bro. Like,
we gotta light
it's,
it again.
dude, that's a lot, bro. That's a lot.
Yeah, it is.
Because you always got to come up with ideas, I believe, and then
I
correct me.
I have like a very fucking big imagination, like abnormally big, I think. So like that's not a problem. If that makes sense. Like I have too much ideas. Like I've even written like TV show ideas and stuff like that. So like I've always my brain's always like flowing with ideas. So I feel like as much avenues as I can, the better. You know.
And so, are you mainly watching other podcasts or watching other shows
I'm
for
mainly
ideas, or
I'm mainly working on the podcast. I feel like recently. I
because
guess I
that
do
does
get
take a lot
ideas.
of your
Yeah, I
time
do get
podcasting.
ideas from watching the podcast for sure. But honestly, most of the inspiration I get is kind of from like things I just see like scrolling the internet every day, just like things that make me laugh or funny things like that, or just things that get me opinionated a little bit, you know. So I guess it comes from inside a little too, you know. Just I don't know how to explain that better, but it's
Mhm.
like I just have all these thoughts and stuff, so they're ready to come out.
So, so I mean, dude, I know I glossed over a lot of things, but so that's what you do. You like to produce the podcast.
Yeah,
'Cause,
yeah,
dude, there's so
mostly.
many things to a podcast. I don't know exactly the specifics, but you know, you're the one that basically just uploads it or like edit
Yeah,
it and then just uploads it.
yeah. I edit it, and I pretty much
producer, right?
Yeah, I
Yeah.
creative. It's so yeah, I do a lot of the I'm the brainchild, I guess, of it, if you would call it. Like I do a lot of the coming up with ideas and like I I'm gonna explain. I don't want to. I don't have to say like I'm the leader because that's not really like the
No,
point of it. But like I am the person that gets like the ball rolling, and then they kind of bounce off the ideas that I have. If that makes sense. Like I'm very. I think I take it like just very serious, maybe too much sometimes, and where I'm always like always thinking about it, always have an idea for it. So I'm the one that's always like, let's do this, let's do this, let's do this, let's do this. I don't even give them a chance to necessarily have ideas because I'm always throwing so many fucking ideas at them, and then they end up liking it, and then it works out. But so I do, yeah, I do a lot of it comes from like things that I see. I find like I think almost all the videos we have, not all of them, but I find a good portion of the stuff.
and do you work on other people's stuff?
No, I actually don't. I only work. I don't have time to do that honestly yet. But I would like to now that I'm like learning, getting better at editing. I feel like that's opened up new avenues for me too, where I could eventually edit someone's thing, or make a logo or anything like that. I'm really trying to learn how to do all that and see how I could use that in other ways.
And you do graphics?
Just recently started, honestly. Like I literally
Ooh.
I made our last. That was our first logo I made. Was
The
the
three
last one.
screws?
The Screw City the Productions logo. That was the first one I made. And it's just on Adobe Express, but like
Wait, the one you recently got now or
yeah,
the old one?
the one we recently got.
Oh,
The one
okay.
we recently got. I just made that. That's the first one I've ever done. Like ever tried. Barely like learned anything. So I was like, you know what? I kind of like doing that. I want to learn this program more and just see how all these Adobe programs and get just better with it and it's a way to get paid off it eventually. People
It's all.
fucking yeah, people will people always need that stuff.
Yeah, dude, because I shoot now, bro. The editing's not really my favor, man. Like, I like to record stuff, but to edit it, it takes me a lot longer.
Yeah, yeah. See, I like editing, but mine takes so much like work that I have to very much be in the mood. So it kind of is like a daunting task, which is why I just eliminated I'll release it when I want to release it. I try to be on like somewhat timely, but if it's not, it's
And so
not.
you're never worried about the consistency?
Not yet. I was at first, like I said, but I feel like
Dude, because
in the long run, I feel like we'll be consistent in our weird off pattern consistency longer than just trying to be week by week by week by week and then only making it 2 years doing this podcast and then quitting. I feel like if we do 5 years of little offbeat, we can be consistent in a different manner, if that makes sense. Like we're not consistent on our upload times, but we're always making content and we're always making sure we got like one up a month or something. Like I always want something out there,
Mhm.
but I would rather be I guess I'd rather put out something that it's probably the perfectionist in me that like people are actually going to sit and enjoy than like force things out and then if you're like, damn, people don't even watch the last three yet and I have three more coming out and then it just gets lost into the void. So I think it's a little bit of a fear of um not wanting to like I don't know how to explain it. Like not really wanting to burn out. I think that's really the best way. I don't want to burn out.
dude, I almost burned myself out,
Yeah,
bro. Dude,
consistency will do that to you. But at the same time, I have other podcast friends who've been doing it for I think 3 or 4 years. It's the What's Your Spaghetti Policy podcast. I'll shout them out. They haven't missed a week since they started in like 4 years. COVID, everything. It's insane. They're like almost 200, 100 and something episodes in, and they haven't missed an episode. And I can't. I props to them, but I can't. I would how long the editing process takes. I'd fucking quit.
dude, I started mine. Mine was a little bit like when everything started kind of opening up, we
Yeah.
got too much. So it was somewhat kind of hard, bro, because,
Yeah.
like, the shots and all that
Yeah.
shit,
Yeah.
bro.
Yeah. Yeah. So you started around the same time as us, so it was the same for us mostly. I remember. Yeah. People we were scared at first. People were like, "Are they going to question us for being in the same room and like hanging out during COVID?" Because it's four of us. It's not just ourselves.
Dude, and how was it, bro?
Well, funny enough, like a month into filming, we caught COVID.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, we all caught COVID because of Ian. He gave us. Well, he was the one who had symptoms first, so we blame him. And we all got COVID, and weirdly enough, she didn't catch it from me, my girlfriend, or not. And yeah, it was weird. She didn't catch it. Ian's girlfriend didn't catch it. Like no one caught it besides the guys, only the crew. It was weird.
Yeah, I mean, my dad caught it, and then I didn't get it. I never tested positive,
Uh-huh.
but I was around people that
Yeah,
test positive. It was crazy.
Yeah, no, I full on had it, but I wouldn't hit me too hard, thankfully. But yeah, it hit Max real hard for sure. But yeah, it wasn't fun. But that was our karma being like, oh, we'll be fine to a podcast. We're gonna get COVID, and then a month later we got COVID.
Yeah, dude, that shit was a weird ass
It
time.
really was. It's crazy to think it was 2 years of our lives gone,
Dude, I
basically.
know, dude. 2020, bro. It's like a blur, right?
Yeah,
Basically,
it
'cause
really
we're
is.
all inside.
All those like 2019 to like now. I can't remember what happened, when, where, why. It all just fucking feels like one big year. Oh, it does that too.
Yeah, dude.
And like I see movies that came out in like 2019 that I thought were new movies, and I'm like, this movie just came out, and it says 2018, 2019. That's 4 years ago. What? Like,
Dude,
it's
I
weird.
was, dude. Me around that time, I was focusing like on just drawing,
Hmm.
becoming a better artist. Cause I was always,
Perfect time right there. Yeah.
dude, I was always on and off, bro. Like I never committed to it, cause I used to sell, flowers and
Yeah.
shit, bro. And then I got distracted. But this was years back, bro.
Mhm.
Years back. I just got distracted doing stupid shit, and it took away from my drawing. And now that I'm older, I want to be a creator.
Yeah, and I think you're doing the right thing, and I love everything you got going, man.
Yeah, yeah. Thank you, bro. I hope I'm not like,
No, you're fine. You're
damn it,
overthinking
dude.
it. It's the edible. You're overthinking
Dude,
it.
yeah. If
You're
you need to bleep the blooper this, let me
fine.
know, bro. I'll send you the
Dude, you're
files.
fine. Yeah, I like the bloopers. Yeah.
Like, goddamn it, no.
How much? I want to ask a question. How much do you cut from yours usually? Do you edit it? Do you tidy it up a lot, or do you just usually leave most stuff?
See, well, when it's the coconut trip, bro, it goes on for a while. As long as the guest doesn't get upset, I'm all here like fucking high. But
Yeah,
usually, if it's not a coconut trip, bro, it's like more straightforward. So straightforward, no coconut trip, like at least 10 minutes. I'm
yeah,
editing out.
yeah,
A coconut trip, I might edit a few more things
yeah, yeah,
out, bro,
yeah,
because
yeah,
I'm
yeah.
fucking, I'm a little more stoned and shit.
Yeah, yeah, no, I for sure. I've recently been kind of doing that too, like where there's some dead air. I'm like, I'll just cut a couple seconds out of that. No one really cares if you can obviously cut. That's fine. Podcasts do that, you know. So like,
Yeah.
I used to have that weird thing. I'm like, we don't want to cut anything. I'm like, no, I'll cut that if it doesn't add anything, or if it's like us all thinking for like 10 seconds long, just make that 2 seconds. No one's really gonna notice. It makes it flow better.
Yeah, and I mean,
But you
honestly,
don't want to overdo that either, because then it's like, then it just
it
seems like,
lies.
yeah, yeah, yeah. So there's a time and
Naughty,
place. There's time
nah.
and place. But like if there's been times where we all just are like, what the fuck are we about to say? We really go off camera, like, we're gonna cut this. Like, let's restart this for a second. We'll just keep that on air, and then I just cut that little section out and act like it didn't happen. But they love to, whenever I say, hey, I'm gonna cut this, they love to be assholes and be like, we totally didn't cut this just now. And I'm like, guys, shut the fuck. Now you're making it unusable. But now you're making it to the point where I can't even cut it. So now I'm just leaving it.
Yeah, yeah,
Like,
bro. It's funny, bro. It's
they do
funny.
that
Yeah,
stuff, and
yeah.
then it becomes a joke, and it's like, okay. But at a certain point, it's like, damn, y'all joke too much, but it is what it is.
Yeah, bro. Yeah, I would literally, if I wanted to, bro, I would be cutting every second I talked. But
That's how, yeah. Again, that's that, just judging yourself, Like, I felt that way at first, too. I'm like, why'd I talk? Shut up, shut up, shut up. And then I feel like, do you think you're getting better with it eventually? Like, where you're not hard on yourself? You're like, that's
no,
just, you
yeah,
just
like
talk.
I'm not really hard on myself, but like when I do feel a little too high, like right now,
Yeah, no,
I
that's
I, I
totally
gotta apologize, bro. I definitely gotta
fine. You're
apologize on
totally
camera. I'm
fine.
apologize more off
You're fine,
camera.
dude. You're fine. I literally like genuinely cameras on or off. You can cut it or not. Like it doesn't bother me at all. I love it. It's fun. I like it. I've
Yeah,
been too high before. I literally think episode 2, I drank like a whole edible tincture thing, and I was like super stoned. And like looking back, I was like, I look like a fucking crazy person. Like I don't even know, yo. I look like I'm out of it, like on something hard or something. But it's just in your head. You're fine.
yeah, yeah. Thank you, man. Nah, bro. I don't know. I hope I'm not missing anything. So you're not providing any services, like
I'm
as a
not
producer?
as of. I mean, I'm open to. If there's someone who would like for me to do that and likes my work, I'm definitely open to. But as of right now, I'm just kind of building up my resume more, if that makes sense.
Yeah, same here.
I want to be like really, really good at it before I charge someone to do something like that. I don't ever want to,
Do a loan
you know,
4K, bro. That's at least ten
yeah,
bucks.
yeah. There
Shit,
you go. That's another
somewhere,
idea.
bro.
Yeah, I've been thinking about like renting out, my studio. Like, hey, you can come film this podcast in my studio, fucking, I've thought about even doing stuff like that. Like, I'm pretty open to any idea, like I'm all about networking and just growing. So if it helps me to produce someone else's podcast too, and they probably end up, wanting to work with me more in the future and everything, like I like that idea,
And is it easy to get a guest when you ask somebody?
Yeah, it's pretty easy, surprisingly. I think it's because we have such a large pool of people that we know that we could get. So it's like there's guests that like I really want to get, or there's a bunch of guests that like we know we could get, but they'd be harder to get, so we just kind of don't get them. We just go for the easy ones sometimes. But like I feel like I never felt like I couldn't get a guest. I feel like if I had to pull out if you're like tomorrow gonna film, pull a guest out, I feel like I could probably find somebody. Even maybe a past guest, but I feel like I could find someone who would be interested enough to do it. Getting new people it's easy. I think most people want to be on, like they want to do this kind of stuff. They're interested, at least a little bit.
Nowadays.
Yeah, nowadays especially. A couple years ago, probably not. I don't think it would have been the same. Yeah, exactly. But nowadays, everyone plus with COVID too. Everyone wanted to fucking talk.
COVID, yeah.
Everyone wants to do this stuff. COVID really changed how everyone thinks and everything too. Everything got online too. Now, so now it's not weird. I've had Zoom call, podcasts, guests, and everything.
Dude, what's the guy?
Which one? We've had a couple. There's Lemon Yellow, David Wallace guy. He was on Zoom. There was, or his call. Actually, we lost the Zoom video. He was just audio. There's Dylan from the guy with the mustache from Dead Awake. There's the Drunkyard Dogs around Zoom.
You guys found them on TikTok?
Oh, Jin?
Yes, bro.
Yeah.
How did you find
them? Okay, you want to know about Jin? So this kind of goes back to your mom's house, right? So they found the weirdos and all that stuff, right? So Christina P, she has a TikTok algorithm that's like just a bunch of weirdos. And I was like, they really intrigued me. I was like, oh, you can just TikTok will just show you random shit like that. So I made a TikTok account and I was just scrolling through and I was very selective of what I liked. Because it really does show you people with like 5 likes. And it could be some old man filming himself from down here or saying whatever, it could be just nonsense. So literally anything. Homeless men shitting on a wall, anything. You can find anything. So I just happened to like one of his videos or keep liking him and then it kept popping up. So I was like, this guy is kind of a little crazy. So I'm going to follow him and see what's up, And then slowly all my TikTok algorithm has become this. Like if you go on my TikTok, it's all people like him and just weirdos and stuff. But I love it. It's so funny. Like you just get all this authentic shit.
Dude, I swear to God, when you guys had him, bro, when you guys showed his shit, bro, you remind me of the dude from your mom's house, Baby Raper.
Yeah, Fed Smoker. He's our Fed Smoker.
Yeah, there you go.
That's what we like to say. He's our Fed Smoker. But funny enough, is he saw that we were using his stuff. And he's like, I was on the screwcity Productions or podcast thing. So I was like, oh, hey, you know about us, Jim? So I messaged him and then I think he messaged us first or something. And he messaged us. I have his phone number and everything.
dude, that one's a keeper right there. Yeah. Bro.
And sometimes, he's legit because he goes off the grid sometimes. He doesn't have a phone plan or he just like, sometimes we literally think he's dead for a couple months. We're like, fuck, Jim's gone. And we were literally saying like, we don't know what happened to Jim. I haven't heard from him in 3 months. Yeah. And then he gets a new TikTok account. He's like, I'm back, guys. And literally this last week he's back.
Dude, that's dope, bro.
And one day if we ever do make it big, I'll buy him a house or something. Forever rich. I promise. I really will. If I'm a millionaire one day somehow, Jim, you're gonna get a house. It might not be big. You're gonna get something. I promise.
Dude, I love that shit, bro. That's one of the things that really.
It's really funny. And then actually, like now that we've met him and talked to him, we're not met him, but met him on Zoom and talked to him. We're like, so he actually has a little bit of a sad story. We're like, okay, there is more to this person. He's actually a really intelligent person, surprisingly, who just had a lot of shit go wrong in his life. But like, you can still see that the way he talks and the way he like goes about himself. It's oddly kind of smart, and I'm like, all right, it's weird, but he's a character for sure.
Like I said, man, keeper, dude.
And he's like singing those songs and stuff. I love it, dude. It's great.
Man,
there's also more people like him that we're gonna get on the show in the future.
Dude, I can't wait.
I got some more TikTok people that have been they've asked me to be on, and they keep hounding me. Yeah. They're like, when are we gonna do this? When are we gonna do this? And I'm like, hold on, we're gonna film a new season. It'll happen. Just wait. I'll reach out to you. And they like keep messaging me, like, make sure, don't forget these fucking people want to be on. So it's fun. It's content.
Dude, that's dope, man. I definitely get that, but like in a bad way, bro. I be getting people that want me to interview them.
Yeah.
But like, dude, I can only do so much.
Yeah.
I burned myself out 1 week doing like five interviews.
Yeah, I couldn't do that.
Dude,
We film like once a week, if not like once every 2 weeks, 3 weeks. Sometimes there's been a month in between before, so like it really every time we do it, it still kind of feels like fresh. You know, we don't feel like damn, we're doing this again. It never feels like a job. And that's what we're trying to make sure it doesn't feel like that. You know, because then we're not gonna want to do it.
Dude, I felt so burnt out the last interview, bro. I felt like it sucked, you know. So I learned little by little. But even now, hopefully, I didn't fuck up with this one, you know.
Oh, dude, you did a good job. You did a good job.
But yeah, dude, it's definitely a learning process, man.
Oh, it really is. It really is, and it never stops. You never stop learning either. That's the cool thing. You always.
Did you think it was gonna be easy at first? I definitely thought it was gonna be easy as fuck.
I thought it was gonna be easy, but I guess we had like a somewhat good beginning, like better than I thought, if that makes sense. Like I had set my expectations low. So when we got like a better result than I even expected, I was like suddenly it kind of washed all the way of my previous expectations of like what I thought it was going to be. It just did better than I expected because I purposely set it so low. I was like, no one's gonna watch this. We're gonna have 10 views a video, blah blah blah. And then we had the first couple of videos were like 300 views, 200 views, and people were actually talking about it. People were messaging me saying they saw parts and this and that. So I was like, okay, we did something right. And then I kind of never looked back after that. But at first, I definitely did expect it to like maybe be, I don't want to say easy, but like
Well, it was really difficult because I'm not a computer person, bro. So I didn't know about gigabytes or nothing. I didn't know
Yeah,
about files.
that adds a whole other thing. I had built a PC for gaming, so that kind of like I learned a little bit.
So your brain.
Yeah, I learned a little bit from that. I didn't know shit before. I YouTubed it to learn that. Don't get me wrong, but I YouTube built a PC and I put my PC together and I learned things into that. And then doing just management on my shit over the years and stuff, I picked up on little things and then did editing.
I mean, I'm not really too much brains for that, but like I see stuffs in a way. So like this is the best I could do.
Yeah.
But I don't know the best quality. See, like all my shit dies.
I like this. Like the idea with the different cameras and everything. It's a good idea.
Yeah, but since they turned off, this is our camera. Unless you want to keep going, bro. I hope I'm not.
Dude, whatever you want to do, man.
So I could reload the batteries if you're interested.
It's all up to you. I mean, it's all up to you. If you want to keep going, or if you want to save it for a second time, whatever you feel. Whatever you feel is.
Because I also want to really talk to you about more stuff off the podcast as well.
Okay, yeah, we can talk about some of the podcast, and I'll come back and definitely do a second episode. We're gonna have you on. There's so much more, so there's no rush.
Yeah, again, there's no rush. I wanted to take time for you, and then I'm gonna I got a list that I'm gonna go down, but it's not gonna be consistent. It's gonna be kind of separate.
Yeah.
So it's not all together.
Okay.
Yeah. I hope I'm not.
You're good, dude. You're good.
But yeah, man. So we're at the hour and 43 minutes or so. So
I think it's a good time as any. Right?
Yeah, bro. Cause I got some other shit I gotta show you, bro. So thank you for coming.
Dude, thank you for having me, man. For real. I can't wait to have you on ours.
Yeah,
thank you for watching, dude. That's really
I hope I didn't fanboy too much,
bro. Dude. I'm all for it. I love that. Bro.
Okay,
that makes me feel good. Like that's what I'm here for. I want to we make that podcast and hope that people will become fanboys and be fans. You're not fanboying, like you're just showing me that you're interested in what I do, and that's the most that's so much respect you're showing me, and I love that, dude. Like I really appreciate that. It makes me feel good.
Yeah, because I know it's not easy, bro.
No, it's not. And it's not always rewarding either, So that's the best reward right there is when someone's like, I really fucking fuck with your things. I like what you do. Like that is the biggest reward I could get, Especially right now. Like I'm not worried about it. I'm not in it for the money. You're giving me like self-fulfillment, if that makes sense, and that's worth more.
Dope, bro. Hell yeah. I use that as well. That's one of my fortes.
Yeah, dude. And I can't wait to have you on our stuff either, dude. I'm playing a fun one.
Yeah, dude. Definitely excited. I'll try to build my tolerance on my such a jackass.
Yeah, there you go. But there you go. We'll do a first half where you don't smoke, and then we'll do a part where we're like, okay, now fucking no holds barred. You hit whatever we hand you hit this.
All right, bro.
We got a couch you can sleep on, whatever.
Yeah, dude. Definitely sounds great, bro. Yeah. Until then, stay safe and stay tuned.
Everyone, see you. Oh.
Sorry, bro.
You good.